Do you find it a challenge to remember your stress management techniques when all hell is breaking loose and work is really busy, and you're finding it tough even just to find a few moments to step away from your desk, take that drink of water, go get a cup of tea, go breathe some air, those things that you might know about when things are calm and you're working in a steady pace, but when you're really under a lot of pressure, sometimes they can go out the window. And I know that I struggle with that, remembering to just go out and breathe some air, or look away from my desk even, and just in the distance, because otherwise you get eye strain. And have you ever worked really hard all weekend, and then not taken a break, and then got sick just afterwards during the week when you actually need to perform, because you didn't take enough rest on the weekend? I know that's really a problem for me as well. And when I went to my physio a little while ago, he reminded me of that connection between mind and body, and the fact that, you've got tight muscles and you suffer with muscle pain. It's actually worse when you're stressed. And I find that my, shoulders can rise up to my ears, and I can, hold that tension in my muscles, which over time can manifest in tight muscles, sore muscles, problems in the body. And it's a real link actually between body and mind, and science has really discovered this, or confirmed this, I should say. And chronic stress really can release cortisol. It leads to inflammation, muscle tension, even a weakened immune system. And so it's really something for us to focus on and try and get under control, even in the heat of the moment. I know Arianna Huffington's one of those famous leaders who took collapsing and breaking a cheekbone for her to realize that she was working too hard, and that she needed to incorporate stress management into her daily practice, even when things got busy. And she founded Thrive Global. She wrote the Thrive book, and really pointed out that stress management isn't a luxury. It's actually a really important tool for leadership success. So how do we keep stress management in the front of our minds? I think the first thing to realize and to think about is where you are, and just to take a moment and step back and think about, what zone am I actually in right now? Am I in the green zone where I'm, got optimal performance and I've got low stress and I feel high resilience? Or am I in the orange zone where I'm actually highly stressed and I've got a reduced resilience because of that, and I'm really at risk of burnout? Or am I actually in crisis mode and have really low resilience? So I think stepping back and thinking about where you are in the moment and which zone you're in can help you to think about, well, what techniques could I actually use in this moment? Because if you're in the red zone, a little bit of mindfulness might not do it for you. You might actually need to pause all non-essential work and take a mental health break. If you're in the yellow zone, maybe some breathing exercises or even a 5-minute walk around the block might help you. And if you're in the orange zone where you're actually feeling high stress, but you're feeling resilient, thinking about how you can delegate non-essential tasks, reducing your workload where possible, get some social support. Those things are all really great techniques depending on where you are. Thinking about how you develop what works for you is a great thing to do in a calm moment, so that next time you're actually prepared for when the stressful time comes. So when you do reflect, just have a think about your past experiences, and think about, what has helped you manage stress in the past, when you've been in each of those zones. And I find journaling actually a really great way to, get those thoughts out of my head and down on paper. And experiment with different methods too. Think about what other people do to manage their stress, and some of those things might work for you. And even just keep a log of how you're feeling over a period of time in terms of how stressed you feel. Might help you think about the patterns that happen in your week, in your month, and think about the techniques that you might be able to use. So, some ideas in terms of creating habits that you can use when you're feeling stressed, because we all know that if it's a habit, it's easier to kind of make happen in the moment. Micro habits, try and think about non-negotiable micro habits that happen no matter what's going on. So a 2-minute breathing exercise, or stretching in between meetings, as just a rule. Meetings finished, I'm doing a stretch, might be able to help you. Set your phone alerts, some kind of external accountability reminder, or even, have a buddy who's also trying to do this, and do it with them. Or make it part of your team culture. Really normalize the fact that you're going out for a walk because you've had an intense morning, and other people see you're doing that, and that will help give leadership around stress management. So, just ask yourself, how do I currently respond to stress at work? And what's one small habit I can commit to, even when things are intense? And then think about, how might I role model stress management for my team? So I think my physio was right. Stress doesn't just live in our minds, it actually lives in our bodies. And if you're proactive with how you manage your stress and think about the strategies before the stress sets in, and build that habit of micro habits that you can employ all the time but keep when it's stressful, might really help your well-being and help you stay stable when things are going haywire in your day. Thanks for listening, and I would love to hear what your habits are, what works for you, what's your go-to stress management technique. Let's keep the conversation going and support each other.